everyone. Welcome to this collage demonstration brought to you by Philadelphia CollageWorks, the only organization in the tri-state area that just focuses on collage. My name is Linny, and this is Ginny.
Hi.
And we are members of the Philadelphia CollageWorks. And we volunteered to do this for World Collage Day, which is May 5th, I think. Could be May 8th. We've all made collages. You probably cut out construction paper, leaves, or some other shape in grade school, and you attached it to a wall or to a piece of paper, and that was collage. It's come a long way since then. Now it is a legitimate art form, although it took a long time because some art critics thought, oh, it's just cut and paste, but it's more than that. And it started actually thousands of years ago when the Chinese calligraphers pasted little stamps onto their writings.
Before we just do our demo, we have some really important thank yous. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Annie Stone. She got the ball rolling and organized this. The group is, I believe, up to about 26 members, and I don't have time to thank everybody, particularly Florence Weiss, who did our wonderful sign for you, who have kept this going during the pandemic, and hopefully we're a friendly group, and maybe some of you would like to join us. Last but not least, we want to thank the Da Vinci Gallery for hosting this wonderful first Philadelphia CollageWorks show. So, Linny.
So we're going to begin, and I'm just going to hold up a few of the things that you should gather if you're going to work along with us. You can cut magazine images out of any magazine. This is great images here. You can use papers. I've made some painted papers. Here's some tissue paper, anything and everything. This happens to be sausage wrappings, and it makes a really nice texture on a collage. Here's a piece of old measuring tape. So all you need is some different kinds of papers, anything that can be pasted down. We're using a glue stick because it's nicer. It's actually it's not as messy. We don't want to get into mess. We have some Sharpies, we have stamps, and of course your scissors, and probably some paper towels. So we're just going to begin, and we'll talk to you as we go through this.
We're going to work on this 5x7, but a collage can be whatever size, shape, dimensions you want, but we're doing it this. I'm choosing to do just red today because red is the color of passion, and I am passionate about collage.
So am I.
So here we go.
I'm going to do a multi-purpose. Now, what I'm going to do, here's a napkin. It's a half of a napkin. And this is a trick I learned from my very first collage instructor, Andrea Snyder, who is a member of Da Vinci, I believe. Very, very wonderful artist. She once told me, don't reveal this secret to anybody, but most collage artists know the napkin trick. And all you need is a beautiful design napkin. Usually they have two backings. You see, I'm just tearing this backing away. It's a little bit hard to get to it first, but it really creates sort of a transparent image, a background on your collage. And I'm going to use this as a background on my collage. And for this particular piece, and for tissue paper, I'm not going to use the glue stick. I'll be using some acrylic gel, or which is like sort of like Elmer's glue all, but it's better for when the paper is real thin.
And while she's teaching you all these great things, I'm just cutting and pasting. Some of the artists that you might be more familiar with, that people believe sort of brought collage into the modern times, are Braque and Picasso. I am neither of those, I assure you.
She's being very modest. She's really good.
But as I said, you can see I'm cutting, but another thing that is great is ripping.
Mm. Show them the funny edges you can get when you rip on a.
Oh, well, I will.
Okay. So I just pasted part of this napkin on my piece of 5x7 board, and I put a hole in it, but I don't care. You can't make any mistakes in collage. You can paste over it, you can paint over it, but you see here it starts. I have a hole in it, but it's nice and flat, and that's going to be my background.
And I don't think you might not be able to see in the video, but you can get really fun edges and shapes when you rip. So, what are you doing next? Ooh.
So I have an old, this is from a very old magazine, probably in the 60s. Well, that's not that old, but it is old.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I remember the 60s. You better watch that.
So I think that goes very nice with my brown and pink background. One of the things that you want to remember when you make a collage, if you want it to be pleasing, make sure the colors that you choose go together. As a general rule of thumb, it's not hard and fast. I have always been taught, don't use more than 3 colors, but you can do that if you want to make sure you have a great collage, but you don't have to.
The other thing I think you might want to be aware of is you don't want all your shapes the same size.
Or the same shape.
That too.
Although,
but then again,
rules are meant to be
broken.
That's right.
Polka dots, tissue paper.
So I put that piece of old magazine image on my background. Some people layer and layer and layer all kinds of images, pretty papers with collage, and they make a very successful collage, even though it's pounded with all kinds of stuff.
And don't forget, collages can just be like an abstract piece, but it can also be political. It can make comments on society. It can be very personal. It can be about you or your family. So I'm just working on red. And I don't know if it has any profound statement other than the fact that I love red.
So I like this. I don't think it's cloth, but it's a nice heavy duty, very old measuring. And I like that. So I'm going to put that, and I think I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to have something hanging down from it, maybe. This has a nice texture because it has some thread going through the end. Well, I put another hole in my napkin, but I don't care.
Better the napkin than our head.
Yeah. Ooh, how about him?
Funny thing about once you get involved, I'm warning you, with collage, wherever you go, you start collecting papers.
Trash.
Yes. Yeah, one time
roadkill. No.
I spent the whole day in the parking lot of my local grocery store and came home and made a collage called junk mail or whatever. That's another thing you should say.
Junk mail.
Junk mail. But then when you're through, make sure you recycle your papers.
Yes. And a collage substrate doesn't have to be a piece of hardboard or poster board that you buy. You can actually use a piece of I don't have it around, a piece of old cardboard or even a
Pizza.
cereal box. I have made collages on top of a cereal box, even using some of their colors and
Yeah.
images. Very fun to do.
And pizza boxes are good too.
Pizza boxes are good. So here, I put the circle, I put the measuring, here's my background. Now, I don't like this little white at the bottom, so I think I'm going to color that in with a Sharpie, and I'm going to use black.
And I'm busy just cutting some found images. All right. And of course, the other thing is you don't have to do any artwork in one sitting.
No.
Walk away from it. Come back, add something. It's most of all, it should be enjoyable.
What else is very fun to do with these postcards, because postcard size art, is that because they're small, you can use them as a postcard and actually put a stamp on them and send them through the mail to someone you love. So you can make a special happy birthday collage, you can make a happy anniversary collage, anything you want. I'm going to put some text on mine. So I added that black on the bottom. And then I have this, it looks like a Pinocchio puppet, which I think I'm going to put him in there. Yeah, because he matches. The colors all go together. And that might be the end of my collage.
Oh, you're too fast for me.
Now, one other thing, this is from a current magazine. And if I use this on a magazine, it might wrinkle it, it might cut it, not all the time, but it might. And the trick that I learned from my husband, who is also a collage artist, is if you put a little bit of magic tape on the back of it, back of the image.
What do you mean by magic tape?
Well, it's
two-sided.
No, it's called what's it called? Magic tape?
Any kind of tape, really.
Any kind of tape will do.
Okay.
And then when you put the glue stick on, it won't smear and it won't wrinkle when you put it down. It's very easy. Magazine images wrinkle sometimes when you put them down, but if you put a little piece of tape on the back of it, it won't wrinkle.
I'm just using some magic marker, red, of course, and finishing up my collage. I started out with only the idea of using red, and I am finished. I hope you can see it. I have a gentleman who is touching the magic mushroom. And I think making a collage is such a magic, fun thing to do before your eyes.
It is.
Thank you for letting me be with you today.
Yes, thank you. And we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you go out and make some collage.